Have you ever wanted to service your differential, your rear end housing, or yoke, your pumpkin, whatever it is you call it? Well, today we're doing it because this thing had a bad seal on the back, it had a bad seal on the pinion. We wanted to pull it out. It actually changed the oil. So I'm going to show you the tips and tricks on how to do all this. Now we've already pulled the pinion there. We're going to new seal, new gasket, new differential oil, grease, grime, what do you want to call it? Gear oil. This is what a open differential looks like. This is just a one-wheel wonder because it doesn't have any clutch packs in there. It just has the spider gears, and they're all pretty clean. We're letting it drain. I suggest letting it drain for at least an hour, let everything get off of it so you can replace it with new, and yes, it's going to smell. Okay, I want to start with the differential. Now, this one, they're pretty basic. I mean, whenever they say 12 bolt, 10 bolt, 9 bolt, whatever it is, they're talking about the amount of bolts on the differential. But this is why I love these old trucks. This is a 12 bolt differential, which means it is a farm implement. It is super strong. Now, I wanted to talk about this. All right. This is where the oil was. This is where the oil wasn't. When they made these back in the day, they didn't put any coatings. This is just metal on metal. So I know that differential have been sitting for a while because of the rust line. I've already buffed some of this out. I ain't done yet, but I mean, I just want to show it to you before I get rid of it. But that's the way it was sitting in the truck like this. And that's where the oil was. So it wasn't leaking any oil, which means our seals are pretty good on the axles, which means we ain't got to worry about that. But we need to bust the rest of the gasket material off, get that rust out, clean the back, give it a paint job. But okay, and while we're here, we're swapping out the differential, the seal, and this seal is just like any other seal on the transmission, on differential. They're just a tap in. You can take a screwdriver and pull them out, or use a seal puller and pull it. But it's just a simple slip in, tap it in seal for that yoke, and then a nut and a washer just for that yoke. And this seal was here like this on this pinion. So we're going to take this seal to the store with us to make sure we get the right one, which is as a parts specialist, he's actually accredited now as a parts specialist. What's the one best thing you can do when you go to the parts store?
Bring a sample.
Bring a sample. Okay, well, the differential is painted, and that's your part number right there. Okay, and there's only one way for it to go on, and because all the holes got to line up because it's a 12 bolt. It's specific of how it goes, and so we'll just silicone this, and then we'll put it back on with. Okay, and this is how she should look when she's siliconed up, and so we got our bolts and we got our pan. We're gonna put it on. Okay, so basically cleaned it out, scraped clean the gasket side of this, and scrape the housing, oops, sorry. You know, like I talk about my little short little stubbies. There's 12 of them. Don't lose them, because you will pay dearly for one of those. Anyways, I didn't realize how much paint that's going to shine like a diamond in a goat's ass on that dirty old differential. I guess we're going to have to clean that too. Anyway, the way I always thought about these is just do them just like you would if it was a 12-point wheel. You just kind of crisscross across. Just kind of crisscross across as you're tightening. And I'm sure out there in the world, there are some inch, foot, pounds, blah, 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 this, and that. We ain't doing all that. We're just tightening them down.
Give two. Give two. Give two. There you go.
Okay, so that is how you put a differential cover gasket on. Now, we still have to do the pinion, but the problem is that we have to wait a day to do the pinion because they had to order it. And like I was saying, there's a brake line bracket there, and then that block for the new brake line, it goes on that tab. Like I said, there's attachments that go on here. but it just bolts down through there, and then you connect the lines like that for both of the new brakes that we did the drums. All right, it's the next day, and the part came in. We made sure we took the oil with us and made sure and verify.
You see that? Yeah, real quick. Yeah.
Oh, you're going in cockeyed.
Let's see where my
Yep, right there. Yep. You don't have to be as gentle with it as you think. Now she's solid. Okay. There's a specific way it goes on. There's one key that you just got to find it. There you go. Yep. And then that's going to be the side that goes, the shiny side with the little gear pieces on it like that. That's going to be going into the, that's going to be not showing. The shiny side will be showing.
Towards the gear teeth.
Yep, towards the gear teeth. And I know it's supposed to be inch pounds, foot pounds, whatever it is. We're just going to give her a zap with the impacker. And we're good. That's all it takes. Yeah.
Going nowhere.
Nope, ain't going nowhere. That's all that takes. And then, okay, and on every differential, there is a filler tube. There's the filler deal. There's the filler. And this one is actually on, yep, right there on the snout. And it just uses a 3/8 square ratchet extension plug in. And you're basically just going to fill it until it spills out. Yep, that's what it looks like. And then we have, anyways, so basically you can just stick it in a hole and just squeeze it. It'll get there. And it'll take it until it's full. It'll start spilling out once it's full. This is boring and tedious, but it is going in there. But there's these little kits. You can, it does like by, what is it, gravity? Yeah. Kind of hangs it.
They have bag quartz now.
Really?
Squeezable bag quartz now.
Squeezable bag quartz. Yep. I'm gonna see where that could make a mess real fast.
It would also fill it up pretty quickly.
Well, yeah. Well, if you're working for a living mechanic, time is money. Okay, so there's your telltale. It's dripping out. So we have now come up to the bottom end of the filler hole, and we actually use 1.5. So I would say an empty one's about 1.5 of these. But then we put our cap back in, and we're done. Oh, my fingers are all greasy. There we go. And funny thing is that new gear oil doesn't smell like old gear oil.
It smells like gear oil.
Still smells like gear oil, but doesn't smell like old, nasty gear oil. Then all we got left now is the tranny filter and the starter. Tranny filter and the starter.